Steam may have had humble beginnings as that program that for some reason even retail copies of Half-Life 2 had to have installed alongside, but it has since grown into the primary way that people purchase games for their PCs, with Steam sales now accounting for roughly 50 to 75% of the total PC gaming market. Such a huge chunk that some have argued that Steam's virtual monopoly on game distribution could stifle competitive innovation. But no matter how you feel about it, there is no denying that Valve has refined Steam into a powerful platform with a lot to offer. Gabe Newell and Valve created Steam more or less out of necessity when they noticed that they would be inundated with problems every time they needed to update one or more of their online games. By creating a platform with the ability to automatically update games, Valve minimized the downtime that the gamers would experience so that they could keep playing without having to worry about navigating to the developer's website to download the latest patch, to blah blah blah, hopefully it's up this time. However, despite being the norm today, Valve certainly made at least a few gamers steaming mad by imposing online authentication and DRM requirements to play games, especially since Steam was still pretty buggy around the time that Half-Life 2 was released in 2004, often buckling under the stress of heavy traffic and crashing games as a result. But much like John Stamos, Steam just got better with age, and after they smoothed out their client-server networking architecture, Valve started making agreements with third-party publishers to diversify Steam's game catalog beyond its own titles. And as more and more publishers began adopting the digital distribution model, the success and profitability of Steam grew, prompting Valve to roll out a host of new features for the platform, like cloud storage for you to save your online profile, achievement lists to reward your gaming, instant messaging so you could easily keep in contact with your gaming friends, and perhaps most notably, the addition of community-based networking groups. I mean, they turned it into a freaking social network. Recognizing the importance of its community, Valve launched Steam Greenlight in 2012 as a way for users to help choose which games were added to the service. With Greenlight, developers are able to submit information about their projects, including early demos, so users could pledge their support for the games that they want to see made available on Steam. Sort of like your 6th grade science fair, only the winners get their projects published on Steam instead of some crappy school newsletter. However, for the steps that Greenlight seemed to be making in the right direction, there were certainly some steps backwards, and some developers became notorious for pandering to the community by offering free copies of the game upon release in exchange for thumbs up, effectively gaming the system. Valve has committed to replace Greenlight with something else that's entirely user-driven, but given that they've never been particularly speedy about releases, it still feels like we could be waiting for that for some time. So then what else is in store for the future of Steam? Well, thanks to a partnership with HTC, Valve plans on getting into VR in a big way. Recently, the HTC Vive, the first Steam VR headset, was shown off with a handful of demos, including a level based on Portal's Aperture Science Lab. There's also a huge number of Steam games that already have the necessary code to work with the other VR headsets like the Oculus Rift, and Valve has said they'll be releasing an open source API so that developers can make their games and other applications compatible with Steam VR. And given that Valve tends to couple new technology releases with flagship game releases, maybe we can hope that the Vive will herald the coming of the long-awaited, but never confirmed, not even confirmed they were even really working on it, Half-Life 3. Probably not, but you can go ahead and get your hopes up anyway. Speaking of hope, if you were hoping I was going to tell you about our sponsor, FreshBooks, you're in luck. FreshBooks is on a mission to make freelancers and small business owners less stressed and more organized through their easy-to-use tool for crafting and sending professional invoices in seconds. FreshBooks also helps you track your hours, so when it comes time to create that invoice, you know exactly what you did, when you did it, and who you did it for. You can even accept deposits through their platform, so your work is paid for on your your schedule. They've got a tool to manage your expense reports, and their mobile app lets you take pictures of your receipts and pretty much handles the rest for your expenses. Getting started on FreshBooks is extremely simple, even if you're not a numbers person. In fact, especially if you're not a numbers person, and you can try it for nothing for 30 days by going to freshbooks.com/techquickie and entering TechQuickie in the How Did You Hear About Us section of the site. So check that out at the link in the video description. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you disliked it, though, then you can make me sad by pressing dislike. If you want to leave a comment with suggestions for future Fastest Possibles, we'd love to see that. And if you're wondering, gee, what should I watch next? Maybe check out this video over on channel Super Fun. It's pretty super, and it's pretty fun, and it's on that channel.